William Hunt Savile sponsors the Trilby Tour, the perfect gentleman's playground.
The road to Hull, they say, is paved with good intentions.
I wanted to get to the final because I just like playing golf.
I'd love to win a regional, obviously, and then get to the final at Hull and try and compete with big guys.
I think all amateur golfers who play sort of tournament golf want to win.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. You watch it on TV and that's what you want to do, is hold the cup up.
Yeah, I'm going to win it. I'm playing well. I'm playing good enough to win it.
Most who try fail to taste glory. But an elite few experience the joy of victory. However, anyone who enters the gates of Hull has all eyes upon them. And the difference between champion and also-ran is nerve. Tonight, we see who has the nerve to become world champion. It's the big one, the 2018 Trilby Tour International Grand Final. We're back at Hull Golf Club to see the best players from each event this year and every regional champion battle it out to see who'll become the Trilby Tour World Champion. Coming up tonight, we have all the best of the play from the best players of 2018. All the hits and all the misses of the four-man three-hole playoff to determine the 2018 Trilby Tour World Champion. And we'll make sure we have time to enjoy some of the worst play of the day in Rogues Gallery. Anna Wilkes is ready on the first tee to talk to the players, but now here's our commentator, Rob Lee.
Thank you, Mac. It's a beautiful day in Hull for the climax of the 2018 Trilby Tour season. This is the International Grand Final. Every regional champion of 2018 and the 10 best players from each event playing 18 holes of 3/4 of your handicap Stapleford to see who will be the Trilby World Champion for this year. Let's get to Hannah on the first tee.
Paul, unbelievable nailer. Now, last year you were the champion of Cumbria.
Yeah.
This year, though, you only got to the grand final by scraping through in the last shot of the day at Carris Green.
Very fortunate, the very last shot of the day, and it was with the aid of a hoarding at the back of the green as well. So
whatever works.
Oh, take anything. Take anything.
To go from champion to literally scraping through by the skin of a hoarding.
Yeah.
I mean, where does that put you mentally coming into today?
No, less pressure. Less pressure, but feeling good.
Okay.
Going to enjoy it just as much.
That's what we like to hear. Have you had a practice round?
Yeah, played last night. Played
How'd it
quite
go?
well. Yeah, quite well. Yeah.
Okay.
36 points, so hopefully we can continue that today.
For someone that's only here thanks to a hoarding, you seem fairly confident.
Well, you've got to be. You've got to be. It's a fickle game, this. If you don't go out with a bit of confidence, you're going to get ripped apart. So we'll see.
Especially when it's a Trilby Tour. Good
Oh, come on. Yeah.
Have a good one.
Thank you, Hannah.
Paul, former champion of Cumbria. So, driver off the first. It's a par 5, 505 yards. Very generous start. He's trying to fade it, but it may not come back enough. Bounce off the trees, back into the fairway. When your luck's in, your luck's in. Maybe you're looking at a world champion straight off the bat.
Nigel Abbott, you qualified at Trent Lock, the Championship of Nottinghamshire. Remind us where you sat in the qualifying table.
I think I finished about 6th, 5th or
Okay.
6th when I came
So
away.
middle of the pack.
Middle of the pack. I was
Couple
doing
of places
well.
off the playoffs.
Yeah. But at one point I was 2nd, and then one group came in and knocked me down to 6th.
I was going to say what went wrong, but you're blaming the other group.
Yeah, of course. It wasn't me. I did really well. Yeah, I was very happy.
Excellent. Reckon you can do it around this course?
I think it's a lovely course, but the trick to this course will be playing well on the greens. The greens are
Very quick.
tricky, very tricky. Yeah, they protect the course really well. So
Right.
we'll see.
Good luck.
This is the tee shot at the first for Nigel. He's put the shades on. Hopefully the lenses are very dark and he won't see where that finishes. Down the tree line somewhere. We'll see. Shrug of the shoulders.
Now, William Goy, you qualified at the Springs in Oxfordshire, our last qualifying event, so you haven't had long to prepare for the final.
No, all the excuses are ready to go, I
Yeah?
think, indeed.
Excellent. Have you practiced a lot in the last few weeks?
I would love to say I have, but I've just had twins actually, so I haven't
Oh, wow.
I haven't had a huge amount of time to practice. So, you know, we're ready to try and play well, but we'll see how we go.
Well, congratulations. I'm guessing you've been low on practice time and sleep.
Well, maybe. You know, my eyes are small and ready to.
Will we be catching you napping somewhere
Might
around the
do.
course if it's not going to plan?
Yeah, maybe.
Well, if it's a day away from your new twins, you've got to make it count, surely.
Of course, we will try our best. We will try our best. We played yesterday, so the course is in great shape, and hopefully we can do something, whatever that means. So
Well, good luck. Do those babies proud.
we will try. We will try. Thank you.
I wonder if you become a world champion, does that get your feeding duties at 4 in the morning? Not sure. Goy. Bit of speed there as well. That was useful. And bounding down the fairway. Look at that. That might well be the longest and best drive of the day. Powerful.
Rob Wilkinson, week 1 back in Marlborough. Our producer picked you as his guy this year. He thought you were going to win loads. Standing here right now, what have you won?
Nothing whatsoever. Nothing whatsoever.
So, unless you're going to completely embarrass him, and I don't think you really want to annoy him that much, you have to win today.
Well, again, I'm playing well, but it's getting out there. The course is in good nick. Yesterday, I didn't even count my scores. I thought, I'm not going to count, but I was hitting it okay, so we'll see how it goes today.
I feel like we've had this conversation quite
We've
a
had
few
this
times
conversation 5 times this summer, so I'm lying.
Tell me about the course. Where do you need to be careful? Where are the hazards? Where can you really pick up some points?
The greens are what protects the course. It's not long, but the greens protect it. They're in fantastic nick and they're quick, very undulated, so if I'm putting well, I'll do okay.
Are you putting well?
I am putting well,
There you
so
go
I've just
then.
got to get it there first.
Right, you're off. Go, good luck.
Cheers,
Win.
thank you.
Rob was quite right. Slope on the greens with a lot of speed as well. That's going to be key to get that right. Solve that puzzle. Driver seems reasonably content. And he should be. Par 5, birdie may be beckoning for the 6 handicapper. Back to Hannah.
Thanks very much, Rob. Now, Craig Fagan, Hull City hero, beloved in these parts. We saw you at the KP where you qualified. You made the playoff at the Championship of Yorkshire, but it all went a bit wrong, didn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty horrendous if I'm honest, but the aim was to get into the top 10, so I was pretty happy with that, and the playoff was a bonus, but I wasn't happy the way I played in the playoff.
It looked like the nerves got the better of you, which I have to say, when you're used to playing football in front of thousands of people, seems a bit odd.
Yeah, it's totally different golf, you know. Obviously everyone's looking at you, and like I say, it was a bit nervous, played not great, but hoping I can do a lot better today.
Yeah, you haven't got 10 teammates to hide behind, have
Well,
you?
no, exactly. Yeah, you're out there on your own. Yeah, exactly.
Have you had some practice rounds here at Hull?
Yeah, I've been a couple of times, and obviously in the area now, so I've played here as well before that. So maybe a slight advantage, but as we've seen in that playoff before, it makes no difference if you played at the golf club before.
Well, good luck.
Thank you.
So Craig trying to get off to a quick start. He's in good shape, unlike his tee shot. Bounding down the left. If it hangs on, which it has done, that's fine. That's fine. There's always a bit of nerves on the first tee for everybody.
Seb Carmichael Brown, you have won the Trilby Tour, the whole thing, twice.
Yeah.
I'm sure you want to win it a third time today.
Yeah, hat-trick would be nice, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's been a little while now, to be fair. But yeah, it's a great course. Played here last year in the final, really enjoyed it. It's been a great group with Paul and Ben, so see how it goes.
It's going to be a highly competitive group, I think,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, though. Like, both the guys are good guys. We've got a bit of banter, so it should be a good afternoon.
It'll all be really fun and games until maybe the last 3 holes if it's looking a bit close,
yeah,
and then it'll get serious.
Absolutely, yeah. If we're all sort of there or thereabouts, so it might get a bit quieter on the back nine, we'll see.
How's your game at the moment? You feeling good?
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I've had quite a long time out of the game with some back issues and had a little baby girl last year, but the last few months just started to play a bit more again, so it's coming. It's coming. I don't know if it's quite there yet, but we'll see how we get on.
And what are you targeting score-wise?
I think with the conditions, it's going to be fairly low stroke high, so I think you're going to need high 30s, low 40s potentially. So I'm playing off 4 now, so if I shot level par, that would be around about 40 points. So maybe if I aim for sort of 2 over, something like that. Well, I'm going to take some doing today.
Yeah.
My current form takes some doing, but that's sort of a goal I think is just about achievable.
Well, aim high. Good luck.
Thank you.
Seb playing with fellow world champions Ben Rosenbrook, defending champion, and Paul Llewellyn. Everybody knows about Paul Llewellyn. Here's Seb. Look at the eyes. The eyes have it. As does the left-hand rough.
Our greatest living Trilby Tourian, Paul Llewellyn. You've won the World Championship before. Are you going to do it again today?
There's a load more players here, isn't there? A lot of guys from Hull, some new Trilby Tourians. Yeah, the game's all stepped up. It's changed. This game's changed a lot over the years. Seems like people go and practice more now. The caddy's got proper information, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, the standard has, believe it or not, with some of the shots we still occasionally see, has generally risen. What are you aiming for score-wise today?
I think 39 is going to be top 4. The course is playing really well. There's not much of a breeze. Greens are holding. They're quick, but they're holding. So I think the low boys will be. I think it'll be 4 low boys in the top 4.
Good luck. Hopefully see you there.
Thanks very much.
Well, he's done it before, more than once. Here he is, Paul Llewellyn. He leaves nothing to chance. Lots of applause for this one. High and handsome. Stay on the fairway. Stay on the fairway.
So, William, here we are, the grand final of the 2018 Trilby
the
Tour.
end of the season, and we got the sunshine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Hull, and we've got some sun.
Who knew that was possible?
Oh yeah, we've faced some torrents of rain and wind here, but the people, once again, what a welcome. Do you know what? I think this club was one of the first to really get when the whole members totally embraced it from top to bottom, and we're back, and we got the final. And let's see who's going to win.
We've got a good lineup of Trilby Tourians today. Who are your tips? Who do you think is going to be tip for greatness and lifting that trophy later?
Well, we are at the final, so we should have some good players here today.
Thankfully, or it would have horribly wrong,
yes.
It?
Well, I'm going to mention a few names who will definitely not win because I haven't got one right this year, not one. My tip today is Patrick Timlin. You know, he's a great player. If he can keep that nerve, because he does wobble, as we know, the Wakefield wobbler.
He doesn't like that nickname.
He doesn't, does he? A very serious guy.
Fortunately, he earned it. What can we do?
Yeah, we can't write off Paul Llewellyn. Ben Rosenbrook is his course, and John Samuel is his course too. He's scratch handicapper, and we've got 2 other lads from Hull as well, who are there in the pairs. A lot of people from Hull, and our producer Dave is from Hull. Hull.
Yeah, you've got to drop that H.
Yeah, there's a lot of Hull people here today, and we're at Hull, so maybe some from Hull might win. But I think Patrick Timlin from Wakefield.
Out onto the golf course now, and Paul Naylor. He's a 6 handicapper, qualified at Keras Green. Has been the champion of Cumbria. As that one just skirts the moon. And lying down in the rough, a little unfortunate. Hoping to be on the green, hasn't quite found the target. Yes, it's just one of those annoying ones. Closing out the front 9 is Nigel Abbott. Now this is a low cutting, squirling shot to the right. It needs a lot of help. Body language isn't great, is it? No, it's not. William Goy, father of twins, here in 1. Long way down. This 15th, that's all he had left of the green, this par 4. Now check out the speed of these greens. Rapido. That one just coming up short of the cuff, which is good news for him. One hole further down the golf course is the par 3 16th. 175 yards. Rob Wilkinson missed target, bunkered. Naylor towards the front end of his round. Tried a safe par at the 4th. He played a canny bump and run there. A lot of bump and an awful lot of run. Into the shadows. Third shot from Nigel Abbott. Stayed out of the stinging nettle, so that's good. Can he get it up and down? Will he use the thick rough to slow this one up? Steady, steady. Chipping and putting is going to be quite the task today, and that's still moving, believe it or not. For the birdie, Goy from the fringe. And a little blooper. An unusual shot, not one you often see. Fairways around the world. Par left if he knocks that one in. Wilkinson bunkered at 16. Splash. And that's long. So quite the struggle. Maybe the scoring's not going to be quite as good as these players thought when they got there. Perfect weather, course in great condition, but the greens very fast. Abbott for the par. Nope. And the bogey isn't even guaranteed. Par 3 4th for Naylor. That's a sensible one. Get it on the floor quickly, make it run like a putt. 26 points for Paul Naylor. Did not make the final 4. It's a DNQ. Goy for the par. This should go in after his monster tee shot. And it does. 32 points. That at the minute leads in the Clubhouse. It's a big ask though. Big, big ask. One of the early finishes. To the bogey putt of Abbott at 9. And just a collection of poor shots. In the end, 26 points for Nigel. Did not make the final 4. Coming towards the end of the round with only 23 points doesn't fill you with a lot of promise. Especially when you're here and you've got that left for the par. And they run and they run and they run at Hull Golf Club. 28 points for Rob. He disappears from the story and the picture. Llewellyn amongst the favourites. And not under par so far. 27 points, 3 holes to go. Needs a miracle. And that may well be bunkered. Playing with defending champion Ben Rosenbrook and Carmichael Brown, who's also having a poor day. So some new blood it looks like in this final. The old established stars waning. That left for the birdie. Towards the start of his round, Craig Fagan at the 4th. It's the first par 3 on the golf course at Hull Golf Club. And that got a firm bounce. Not too bad there though, it's lying alright. And that's all he's got left. Could chip that in for a 2. Never lose that sporting ambition once you've played at the highest level. Llewellyn is bunkered. And his chance is disappearing by the second. All the preparation, all the practice rounds at Hull Golf Club, all to no avail. Seb Carmichael Brown trying to make something happen at the 13th par 3. And this is what he did. Very much uphill. Considering how fast the greens are, that was amazingly slow. We said that Craig Fagan could chip this in for a 2, and he might. Go on. Round you come. Probably when he struck that, he thought that was stone dead. It's still 5 feet away. Coming towards the end, Paul Llewellyn. Waving goodbye to this year's grand final. Carmichael Brown doing his very best. 30 points for Seb. That is right now in a playoff position, but it will not be good enough. This is a world championship after all. We do identify the best Trilby Tourian in the world. Paul Llewellyn's day goes from bad to worse. Settles for a 30-pointer. Disappointing. Now hopefully this is a par for Craig. Yeah, good stuff. 34 points. New Clubhouse leader. He sets the new benchmark for everybody else. So that's how the early starters got on. When we come back after the break, we'll get into the meat of the field.
The perfect gentleman's playground.
We're at beautiful Hull Golf Club for the 2018 Trilby Tour International Grand Final. You can just see the Humber Bridge there, look, and the skyline. That's how close we are to the water and the city centre. At a wonderful venue. And before we get back out onto the golf course, here's Mac with a recap of all the regional championship winners this year.
Thank you, Rob. Event 1 of the 2018 Trilby Tour saw a return to the fabulous course at Bobra, where a delighted Simon Vidgeon claimed the title Champion of Norfolk.
I was chuffed about the event. I didn't expect it in a million years, and yeah, in the play I felt comfortable, and very comfortable. And then even, probably even more going down the last until I hit the second shot on the last, and then it was like, oh, I've only got to make par here, maybe 5 for the win, and yeah, then all of a sudden it was like, oh dear, we could win this. So yeah, chuffed to pieces, looking forward to today.
Last year at Preston, we had lots of rain, and this year we had the windiest Trilby event ever. Blown sideways to the position of Champion of Lancashire was Matt Howlett.
It was like in shock really, because like on the second player I was just thinking I'm making up the numbers and just gonna finish it and walk off really, but then to win it, it was like total different emotion. It was like, oh, I've done it. It's like, and then coming into the day, I didn't think I had a chance here. I just thought I want to make the top 10. That was it. I never ever thought about winning. So yeah, it was amazing.
Cumbria next, and beautiful Cairns Green, where easily the most chaotic playoff we have ever witnessed saw the cool, calm figure of Mike Turner emerge as champion.
Yeah, it was, I suppose it favoured me on the first playoff hole because I was going off last. So the first 3 guys, carnage, unfortunately, happened around them, either in the river or in the pond, either first or second shots. But by the time I got on the green, I was looking round and asking people how many of these lads had, because I just didn't know. And it was only when actually one of the pros came up to me and just said, concentrate on what you're doing, forget all about them, just concentrate on what you're doing. And it was nice on the 18th where if I'd hit the par 3 green with my tee shot, that they were going to give me a guard of honour to the 18th green, which was wonderful, and was just a moment I've never had before. I've been playing this daft game for many, many years, and a moment I've never had it before, and it was just, it was a wonderful feeling. Quite emotional at times, because you're thinking it's just, you're just about to pull off a very nice win in the Trilby Tour, and then managed to roll the putt in for a 2, which really ended a fabulous day. It was a wonderful day, especially in my home club, all the home support, so it was fabulous.
New venue and a lot of first-time players at Whittlebury Park in week 4. Champion of Northamptonshire after a tense playoff was Tom Nimmo.
On the second hole, par 3, all over water. Everybody missed the green but myself, and I had a shot on that hole. So nice 2-putt, gave me 1 under. So going up 18, 1 under, the other guys were over par, so I thought, yeah, we can do this. So it's good fun, great day. As an amateur, it gives you that sense of, you know, the professionals do it, and to feel that pressure. As an amateur, you just think, this is, you know, what a great achievement. But the whole day was, yeah, brilliant.
Another first-time venue for Event 5, and Trent Lock for the Championship of Nottinghamshire. An emotional Simon Green eventually claimed the title.
Unbelievable. Couldn't believe that I won. I was over the moon to qualify to be sat here today, but to go ahead and win it was amazing. My brother was jumping for joy, my little boy was jumping on me, so yeah, they was proud. Brilliant. Today's going to be emotional. My little boy's here, brother's on the back, dad's walking round, so yeah, try and do him proud.
The tour returned to God It Loose for the Championship of Worcestershire, where experienced Trilby Tourian Simon Deakin finally proved himself a worthy winner.
Well, that's what we've been aiming for about 11 times now. But, you know, a couple of playoffs, not quite done it. But I felt confident that I could win that. I think I was the only one to make a playoff before, so I thought the experience that I had going into it held me in good stead for it. When I won it, then it took me. Well, I was shaking a little bit putting the ball down for the last putt, but just make a good stroke, and it went, and that was phenomenal, really. Today as well, I feel like now I've won one, I can go and win another one. You know what I mean? And we're practicing quite regular, playing quite regular, and I feel like I'm playing well enough.
After 6 years away, there was a welcome return to the KP Club for the Championship of Yorkshire, where another Trilby regular, scratch golfer John Samuel, won the day after one of the most unusual playoffs ever.
None of us have played the first particularly well, and then huge difference. One guy holds an enormous putt down the green, huge swing for a net birdie. I'm thinking I'm struggling here, so I had a little chip up the hill and thought I've got to at least get it to the hole. Hit it a little bit firm, if I'm honest, and it was going 4 or 5 feet past, whack the middle of the pin, went in, and then it all changed from there. 2 of us in it and right down to 18. The 3-footer that I hold felt like about 30 foot by the time I was staring at it, so yeah, fantastic feeling. Ben obviously played fantastically well last year. I stayed, watched the playoff, and was really, really pleased for him. He's a good friend of mine, and then the guy I managed to get through it at KP, and then the guys winning the 2s this week was fabulous as well. So 3 of us today, home advantage. Course is set up good, the greens are quicker than normal, even for us, so we're a bit different. But yeah, I think we've got a great chance, one of us.
The final regional championship of the year was played at the Springs in Oxfordshire, and after a couple of years off, Trilby stalwart Rob Perry kept his cool to win the playoff.
The 18 holes was fine, but in the playoff, it was the calmest 3 holes I've ever played. It was just serene, difficult, because everyone wants to win, but I was calm throughout the whole 3 holes. I've been lucky enough to make the final 3 times, but never won an event, so this was my first win at the Oxfordshire. There's a huge sense of pride in beating your fellow amateurs at a game, because it's a level playing field, and the pride and the emotion is overwhelming.
And returning to his home club to try and claim the World Championship title for a 2nd year running is reigning Trilby champ Ben Rosenbrook.
Really good. I've really enjoyed it. You know, I didn't think you got as much, you know, when you won it as you did. Everyone's sort of, you know, real friendly, and everyone, you know, congratulated me, and yeah, it's been fantastic. It's meant a lot. It has meant a lot. But I will never forget what happened last year, and I've got that to say it with me. And if it's not my year, it's not my year, and you know, I'm fine with that, because I would, you know, definitely someone from Hull to experience what I experienced last year. You know, it was an amazing feeling.
Before we finish, let's catch up with the man whose name is on the trophy and see what William Hunt thinks of the 2018 season.
2018 has been, well, we're still here, and we're back again, and this thing will not go away. You can't say it gets easier, because people throw the different challenges up all the time. Do we get a bit better at it? Possibly. There seems to be a lot of stress this year, and I think the players, it's taken a long time, and it's taken a long time to say this, the players, I think people finally, in our 11th year, finally get us, get it, get what we're doing here. It's a game, this thing. It's a game of golf for amateurs to shine, to excel in. They've not all excelled during the year. We've seen some pretty chaotic stuff, even in the playoffs. But we've seen some sublimely brilliant stuff too. Amateur golfers playing right up there at the top level. The venues this year, new and old, have been the way they've welcomed us this year has been amazing. You know, some old favourites, some returning old favourites. All in all, a brilliant year, and it just gets better every year.
Yeah, it has been a fabulous 2018, and if you're watching this for the first time, it is worth reminding you that amateurs are the lifeblood of the game. This is their time, and at the end of this tournament, we're going to have a world champion, a brand new champion, world champion on the Trilby Tour. Let's get back out to the golf course and concentrate on some of the regional champions, starting with Simon Vidgen. This at the 13th. Not too many shots to play with, playing off of 3. And that has just dug its toes in. Hang on. And earlier on, he had a chat with Hannah.
So Simon Vidgen, you are our champion of Norfolk. You have the best build-up to anyone really coming into the final because you've known you're in the final for the longest amount of time. Have you got yourself ready?
Yeah, pretty much. Feel like I'm playing reasonable. Looking forward to today. Hopefully as good as Norfolk.
Yeah, you played really well there, obviously. You won. What can you take from that and put onto today?
Just the experience of being in the playoff, being a bit calm and not trying to try too hard and put a number on the board just to let it happen.
And what of the course here at Hull Golf Club? Does it suit you?
Yeah, I really like it. I must have played last year and it was, yeah, it's very nice, very good condition. So hopefully for the best.
You just got to do the business.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Be nice drive home with that trophy.
It would be a great drive home with that trophy. Well, hopefully you'll have it in the passenger seat next to you.
Yeah, no, I've got my caddy in that one.
You can go in the back.
Yeah,
Trophy goes
I don't
front
mean it
seat.
like that.
Lancashire's champion Matt Howlett with his second at 17, 26 points. 2 6-pointers would get him to 32, and that wouldn't be good enough. But 2018 has been a good one, and that was almost spectacular. That's as good as you can hit a golf shot. Splendid day had by all.
Now, Matt, you are not only the champion of Lancashire for 2018, but you also get to claim the unofficial title of winning in the worst conditions we had all year. You must be so happy to see sunshine today.
It is really nice. I've been checking the weather all week just to make sure that the wind's not as strong as it was back then.
There is not a breath of wind here today.
It's
And
so good.
at Preston, it was like you were being beaten up by it.
It was, yeah, it's strong to keep the hat on, especially my caddy. His hat went flying at one point, so no, it's nice to actually play in some decent weather.
How confident are you feeling about doing the business today and taking home the title?
Not like too confident really. I haven't really been able to play that much. My wife gave birth like 13 days ago.
Oh my goodness!
So,
well, first of all, congratulations.
Yeah, cheers. So I've been that's been my priority really. So I've played a few times.
Yeah.
So I'm not really expecting too
Well,
much
I'm
today.
guessing in the last 2 weeks you haven't been on the course, let alone left the house.
No, and not really slept.
No,
So
okay. All a recipe for success. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't believe you're actually here to begin with. You've got a very, very understanding and supportive wife.
Yeah, she didn't want me to come, but I
Right.
twisted her arm and said it'll be worth it. Hopefully.
So really, you need to take the trophy home to
So
justify.
really, it's a bit of pressure there actually. Now when you think about it, yeah,
you've got to make it worth it if you've left her with a new baby
I
after
know.
13 days.
Shouldn't do really, but it's got to
Hey.
be done.
Trilby Tour is important as much
Exactly.
as family is important. So go make them proud and take it home.
Definitely, I'll definitely try.
Congrats.
Yeah, cheers, thanks.
He'd better play well, but we know he's not going that well. However, Vidgen, maybe a different story. From the French, once it gets up on top, it'll start to turn a little bit right to left. And running away from the target, a long, long way away. So Simon Vidgen hanging on. 3 holes to go for Mike Turner, champion of Cumbria, who of course we said at the time was the club captain. He was the club champion. He aspires to be the club captain. And he won it in style as well. That one turning away from the cup, and a 30-footer.
Mike, you won at the beautiful Keras Green. Can you do the same at the lovely Hull?
We'll be trying. Today's a bonus. Really delighted to be here at the final. So just going to enjoy it. Going to go out, enjoy ourselves. If good golf happens, it happens. But we will be trying, and hopefully we'll hold some putts.
Well, Keras was our 3rd event this year, so you've had plenty of time to get yourself ready. You feeling good? Game still feeling like it was back then?
Yeah, game's good. Game's okay. It's quite solid at the moment, so we can keep it on the short stuff. We'll do okay.
What do you make of this course? Where have you got to be cautious, and where can you go for broke and get some points?
Yeah, it's quite a strategic course. It's not one where you can just bomb driver all the time. So there's some quite tight holes early on. So played it for the first time last night. Liked it. The greens are amazing. So if like I say, just be a bit more strategic with the play and hit irons off a few tees and see where we go.
Hopefully all the way to another playoff. Good luck.
That'd be nice. Thank you very much indeed.
This is Matt Howlett after that beautiful second shot. Trying to make this one count at 17. That's a misread and a mishit, and there wasn't anything that was right about that putt. One to forget if you can. Difficult. Vidgen for the par at 13. Well, that's his second putt on that green, and it's 31 points all said and done for Simon Vidgen. He won't be this year's world champion. Tom Nimmo, who won at Northants, he was their champion, plays off of 11 handicap. This is second at 15. Kibden Golf Club in Leicester. Well, they can be proud of that. He can't tell from down there how close that is. That's excellent.
Our reigning champion of Northamptonshire, Tom Nimmo, welcome to the grand final of the Trilby Tour. How are you feeling?
Yeah, surprisingly okay actually.
Yeah.
I thought to be more nervous than I am, but 4 events in and same, bunch of guys, make you feel at ease. Great event. We played yesterday and the course is magnificent. So yeah, just really looking forward to it.
You do seem very calm. Are you worried that you might get to putting the ball on the...
These things happen. We've seen worse. We've seen a lot
Yeah.
worse. And I think, you're wearing a Trilby, you just got to smile. So,
Well, that should be the motto for the
It should
Trilby
be.
Tour, really. I'll put that to William. Wearing a
Definitely.
Trilby, you've got to smile.
Exactly.
What are you aiming for score-wise today?
20 out, 20 back, 40 points. Feel like there's an under par out there. Greens are fantastic, and yeah, got the game to do it.
So a solid
we shall see.
40 and a smile we should be seeing from you
All
today.
the way. Yeah, especially
Enjoy.
the few birdies. Thank you. Cheers, Hannah. Thank you.
Fighting talk from Tom Nimmo. Mike Turner's birdie putt at 16 looks like this. Not especially close. But just watch how smooth these greens are. Incredible. Wonderful effort from the green staff to make them this good. And that's what he's got left for his part. Howlett almost done. Didn't make the birdie at 17. But he made the par and he made 30 points at his effort in the International Grand Final. Looking for some red figures. It's not a low scoring day. I keep saying this, but it's not. Green's protecting the scoring, that's for sure. Simon Green, who won at Trent Lock in Nottinghamshire. And that's an excellent effort.
Well, at Trent Lock, our champion of Nottinghamshire was crowned. Simon Green,
I was.
well done again.
Thank you.
A good day out on the golf course that
Brilliant
was.
day, amazing day, amazing day. Best day of my golfing life.
What do you reckon you can top it today?
But today is another day. Yes,
Yeah?
so hopefully.
Are you feeling confident like you
Yes.
could do the business here?
I'm hoping so. Definitely.
I'm getting a lot of hope and then definitely, okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. You were one of our early on champions. Plenty of time to get yourself ready,
Yeah.
get practiced, or to lose your game completely. Which way's it gone?
Both.
Have you got
Both.
it back?
Hoping, yes, I have. Didn't play so well yesterday in the practice, but today is another day.
What went wrong yesterday?
Just didn't put very well.
Right. The
So,
greens are very quick here.
Very slick.
Are you going to adapt accordingly?
Yes. Yesterday was a good day to practice. So
Yes. Get it all out of the system
Get
yesterday.
it all out of the system and drain them in there today.
Go get them. Good luck.
Brilliant. Thank you.
You can see how nervous they all are, how much a world championship would mean to them. Turner for the par at 16. And that was a very good second putt. 31 points for Mike. Currently playing off, but surely that will not be good enough. Simon Green we just heard from. His second shot at the 13th for the 2. Looks like this. Oh, lip out. Unlucky on the high side. Champion at Gordit Loose. Worcestershire, Simon Deacon. It's a good tee shot at 10. It's a short par 4. Coots Corner it's called. 278 yards. It's a real birdie chance, this. And if he knocks that in, that's what he'll get.
Another Simon Deacon, champion of Worcestershire at the lovely Gordit Loose. A beautiful day, much like today.
Absolutely, and hopefully it ends up like today as well.
What do you think you can do score-wise here?
Well, I'm thinking 40.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, playing well.
Yeah?
Very confident that I can do it. Let's see what happens.
You seem very laid back.
You've got to be, haven't you? A bit of fun, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Well, it's
Not too
serious fun though.
Well, serious when we get to the end, yeah, but not now.
Oh, you've got the advantage, as well, many of the guys here obviously made it to playoffs, but you know how to win in a playoff
Yes.
situation. So if you get to the final 4 today, what do you have to do to keep your head straight?
Well, just concentrate, get my swing in tone and make 3 pars, and I think that'd be good. On the final 3 holes here, I'd be 2 under with my shots. That should be enough.
Green's par putt at 13. Almost made the 2. He does make the 3. 25 points. Simon's game did not come back to him. It was absent, noticeably. Now Nimmo hit his second. When he walked up onto the green, he saw it finish here. That's a disappointing attempt. And it's only 28 points for Tom. D&Q. Waiting for somebody to really take this bull by the horns. It could be young Samuel at 13. Peter Pan, this one's called, 128 yards. No sign of a hook. Just long. Good shot. Good swing.
John Samuel, our champion of Yorkshire, and we're back in Yorkshire. Surely that's got to be a good sign.
Fantastic for me as a proud Yorkshireman, yes.
Yeah. What do you hope to do today? Obviously you hope to win, but what can you score? How do you approach today?
I'm going to be positive, I think. The greens are fantastic. They're as quick as they've been all year. Even for a local, it's going to be difficult, but I've got to get it under par, so 37, 38 is my target.
Right. Is this your home course?
My home course, yeah.
It's a huge advantage.
Huge advantage, yeah. Although you're putting pressure on me now.
Yeah, absolutely. That's literally what I'm here to do. Where do you make up the points on this course, and where are the hazards you really have to keep an eye out for?
You've got to hit it straight. If you hit it in the trees, you're struggling all the way around. They're so densely populated. So, yeah, then it's going to be about putting today. The greens are good, and it's going to be about putting. A few people struggle to read the greens, so as locals have a bit of advantage there.
Yeah. How is your putting at the moment? Is it on form?
Some days it's good, some days it isn't. So I'm hoping for a good day today.
Fingers crossed.
Yes.
It's good today. Have fun.
Thank
Enjoy.
you. Thank you.
Well, we'll see John very shortly. Deakin for the birdie at 10. It wasn't a bad read, just a little pushed. Par, back at the tee. Perry's 278-yard driver. Now this needs to be cutting an awful lot to get back online. It's not. It's over there. But somehow it's finished in the clear. That's not a bad position. He's on some shortcut tee there.
Rob, you triumphed at the Springs in Oxfordshire. Can you triumph here at the Hull Golf Club?
Yes, hopefully. If I bring my game that I've got at the moment, it should be good enough.
Your game at the moment obviously is going well. Have you made any changes recently that have led to this upswing in form?
No. I've left golf alone for a few weeks, the same as I did before the Springs. I've played once since the Springs.
Okay.
Which was yesterday here on the practice round. So hopefully that'll suffice again.
How did you find it?
The golf course is brilliant. It's a really, really nice golf course.
Does it suit you?
Some of the holes suit me. I'm not a lover of dogleg holes, and there's a few too many out here for me, but the long holes are good, and that suits me.
So get the points in on the long holes, and then if the dog legs go wonky, you can deal with it.
Exactly. I do have a habit of playing the dog legs when I'm playing the straight holes, but you know, hopefully that won't work.
Hopefully that bad habit will go away today temporarily. Well, best of luck.
Thank you very much.
John Samuel at the 13th. He's hidden between two caddies. Not what you want at the Trilby Tour, really. Speed was absolutely superb, and it still trundles on. You always need to have that marker handy because you'll need it. Nobody's just tapping them in. Now this is where Perry's tee shot finished. On a tee. Little pitch at the 10th, back towards the green. And overhit and bouncing and bounding down there. That's a mistake. From a very good position in the end. Shake of the head. Wasn't like this when I won. Here's the defending champion, Ben Rosenbrook, from Hull Golf Club. House backs onto the course. By the way, Hull Golf Club's got 3 Trilby Tour trophies in it right now. The 2s, the Championship of Yorkshire, and of course, the World Championship. Rosenbrook with a 45-footer. He's got a little crowd going around with him.
Okay. Ben, you woke up this morning as world champion of the Trilby Tour. Will you be waking up tomorrow morning and still be able to say that?
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I've got to believe that I can still do it today. But yeah, no, that's the aim.
You won here last year, of course. It's your home course.
Yeah.
The cards are kind of stacked in your favour, maybe?
They are, yeah. But I played really well last year, so I'm going to have to do the same again. And I do feel like there's a bit of a target on my back this year. Everyone's coming for me, so.
I think they are.
Yeah.
Do you feel like your game's where it was this time last year?
Yeah. No, I feel really confident. But like I said, I've got to go low today. I've got to go really low.
Your home course, where can you be picking up the points? Because you must know the holes where you can really gain something.
Yeah, there's a couple of par 5s, the 10th, the short par 4. But everywhere's a chance. If you're hitting it good, you can pick up birdies anywhere.
What would it mean to you to win the World Championship for a second year in a row?
It'd be amazing because I don't think anyone's done it back to back before. Seb's obviously won it twice. But yeah, no, it'd be really good.
Good luck.
Cheers, thank you.
Plays or scratched as Ben, so no room for error. Perry's birdie chip at 10. Seems like he's been chipping a lot on this hole. And he has to hold that for a par in a hole that only measures 278 yards. Rosenbrook for the 2 at the 13th. It's a slow putt with a lot of break. Look at that. Perry's par putt at 10, surely, with only 14 points. Has to hold this for 2. And things going in a downward spiral for Rob Perry off his 5 handicap, just 28 points. Pressure everywhere you look. Trilby Tour. Rosenbrook manages to knock that one in. He's in the hunt, is Ben. Make sure you stay with us, because after the break we'll be catching up on all the leading contenders, including some of the champions from this season, and see who can qualify and make the playoff.
The perfect gentleman's playground.
Because it's the 2018 Trilby Tour International Grand Final, where we will unearth this year's world champion, there is no top 10 situation. It's who can make the playoff. Some of the leading contenders are going well, and what about some of the other later starters? Let's catch up with the best of the golf. Patrick Timlin at the 4th. 5 points through the first 3, so he's effectively 1 over par. The Wakefield Wobbler, a name he's not that happy with. That's the result. Not bad. Not too bad from that. He can work away with that. Make something happen. Good steady player, Patrick Timlin. Always in the frame. Halfway through the back 9 is Ricky Radcliffe. 25 points. It's decent. It's a platform. If he can finish nicely. Only 128 yards, and that's in the centre of the green, taking all the trouble out of play. And a putt that's very slow and up the hill to come. 28 points for Jake Keeley. He was a qualifier at Barbara. That's where he plays as well. And playing off of 2. He's used to seeing good shots go towards the flag. That one, he got all wrong. Rosenbrook on level par, 32 points through 16 holes. The last 2 holes here are 2 par 4s. 17 and 18. On a course that he knows very well. He will not be pleased with that. Rosenbrook under pressure. Timlin from the fringe at 4. Back at the other end of the golf course. But he knew it was quick. Oh, how did that not go in? Wonderful putt. And that ties Craig Fagan as the joint clubhouse lead. Timlin will have to wait. Ratcliffe going nicely. Red 25 at the minute. At the 13th. Keep it going. He's got himself into a really good position in this championship. Little tentative perhaps. Awkward for Keeley. He's got that fringe grass to cover and then let it release down the green from the edge, which he's done. And that's very smartly done. Good application. Good execution. Back to Radcliffe, who's under par for the minute, and this to stay that way. Yeah, 27 points. He didn't max it out, though. In the end, just 34 points. That is another joint clubhouse leader. Rosenbrook, 32 at the minute. 2 holes left. Got to make a putt or a birdie somewhere. It's not going to be at 17. Ooh, from the crowd. What's better than having 1 Llewellyn in the field? It's having 2 Llewellyns. Son of Leon, this is. Rocky. So maybe he's Pebble Llewellyn if his dad's Rocky. Chances. Splash out. Hole a bunker shot. You never know. Especially when the pressure's on. Keeley. That's good work. 34 points. They are ganging up on that score. Nobody finishing under par yet. Well, if Ben Rosenbrook is going to finish in red figures, that's 37 points or better. This has to go in for 34, which it has done, so it's all up the last. But in the end, he had to settle for 34 points after a scratch on the 18th hole. A joint clubhouse lead for now, but that surely is going to struggle. 29 points for John Samuel. Can anybody get past 34 points? Could be John. Now Leon's finished in an awkward spot, downhill lie, a lot of bunker to go through, not much green, and he went for the ultimate gamble. That's an incredible shot. Go on. Oh, that's ridiculous. I said it in jest that he'd knock it in for a 2. That is a joke. 35 points, new Clubhouse leader.
Leon, you were almost in for 37 there. I know you must be disappointed, but 35, not bad your first time out of the Trilby Grand Final.
No, not bad at all, considering we had 15 after 9. We dug our heels, and with Dave, obviously, with on him back, couldn't have done any better, really couldn't.
And I mean, you're so young as well. Are we starting to see the next generation of Trilby Torians coming through?
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, you've got Aaron Stoddard and some other young lads that have played, so hopefully, and as the Trilby teens goes and stuff like that, so hopefully we will be, yeah.
Yeah, show your dads how it's done.
Yeah, hopefully.
Fine effort from the youngster. Back to John Samuel's birdie putt at 16. And he was mindful that it might get away. 35 points now. Joint Clubhouse leader John Samuel. 34s are looking worse and worse by the second. Well, let's rejoin Hannah as she has a close look at the 3 playoff holes.
Thanks very much, Rob. Our playoff holes in the grand final of the Trilby Tour are 1, 4 and 18. They're pars 5, 3 and 4. And to talk us through them is the Director of Golf here at Hull Golf Club, Aaron Pheasant. Now, Aaron, hole number 1, we've got an undulating fairway, a blind summit and an elevated green, so it's really an uphill battle.
It really is. I think the first thing is when you tee off in the playoff, you've won through, you've made the top 4 players, the nerves and the adrenaline must be at an unbelievable level. So it's 505 yards, a par 5. If you miss a fairway by 10 yards, you're going to be in the trees. The big thing is when you get to the green, and the pin is cut very, very close on the front of the green. So if you've got a downhill putt, first playoff hole, tricky.
And you mentioned it as well, you've got trees either side, and really there's no long grass or anything here, but if you go off the fairway, you've got to use a shot to come back onto the green.
Most definitely. Sometimes it pays to be 20, 30 yards offline, so if you do hit a bad one off the tee and you think it's going a long way offline, you can actually be okay.
We've also seen quite a few players going onto another fairway when they're playing off the tee hit. Do you see that quite a lot? Are we going to see that again?
We see it a lot. The players should be on the top of the game if they've made the playoffs, so I'd expect them to hit down the fairway. However, look, it's the number of the scorecard that counts, isn't it? And not where you put the tee shot. We'll see.
So, Aaron, the second hole in our playoff is number 4. It's a fairly straightforward par 3, but the green is very small compared to the others on this course here at Hull.
165 yards, par 3, very small green, typical James Braid design hole, guarded by bunkers at the front, at the left and at the right. If you miss a green here, it's really, really tricky. There's no shot when you're chipping in from the left and very difficult from the right. But there's a tier in the green that you've got to get over first of all to leave yourself a flattish putt. And then if you come to the back of the green, the rough around the green is dense, it's thick, it makes chipping on hard.
So like you say, there are 2 ways to play this, either play up the green and putt down, or putt uphill. Which do you think is the better way to go?
I personally think you need to be hole high. Yeah, you've got to clear the bunker at the front of the green first, get hole high, and then you've got an easier putt.
Well, it's a very long par 4 at the 18th, Aaron, to finish up our playoff. And again, it's quite tight, and the key really looks to be how you play to the green, because you can't really tell from here just how steep the drop-off is at the back of it.
Yeah, it's a straight hole, but it's tight. It really is tight. Not only is it hard, but it's a last hole. You know, you're 2-3 shots away from being Trilby Tour World Champion. But the approach to the green is where it's at. It's been really, really hard this summer. It's been dry, the ball's been running in, but we've had some good weather coming in. It's got greener, it's got lusher, so balls have been pulling up short, but it's great weather here. I think as the day moves on, it's going to get a little bit firmer. It's going to be really tricky for the players seeing how they're going to land the ball on entrance to the green, but over the back of the green, there's a sharp drop off, you know, so it makes chipping onto the green, if you miss the green long, very difficult.
Where exactly do you want to be placing yourself on the green?
You want to be placing this ball front left, and it should pitch in, it should run out to the right.
And I know you've mentioned it, but by the time our Trilby Torians get here, they will be on their 21st hole today. There's going to be a huge amount at stake, like you mentioned. Tired legs, tired minds. Just how tricky is this as a final hole in the grand final?
I'm sure the throats will be dry. As you say, 21 holes, there could be some waiting around if a player's done a good score early doors. Do I hit a few more practice balls? You know, how do I approach this? But coming in here, I think it's all about adrenaline. It's all about trying to control your emotions and seeing if you can get that ball on the green and two putt for a victory.
It should be very exciting. Rob, the playoff awaits.
Thanks, Hannah. It certainly does, and it's all about getting past 35 points. That is the best score in the Clubhouse at this stage, and that awaits the winner, the William Hunt Trilby Tour World Championship. Craig blow up Blackford at the 138-yard 8th hole. This is named Humber View. I think you need a bit of an imagination to take that one on board. And imagination required with a lob wedge from there. That's what he's got left, and it runs down steeply towards the hole. Last 12 or 15 feet. So Blackford under the cosh. Ben Thornham, he's from Hull, and he's part of the winning combination in the reigning Trilby 2s with his partner John Slater. Playing off a 5 handicap. Looks confident. He's got a bit of swagger about him. All the menfolk in Hull have got swagger about them. Ian Clark's effort. Well, he's putting, that's the most important thing. And that's makeable from down there. It's not a bad place to putt from. Aaron Stuttart, who's played many a Trilby tour. What a start, 7 points through the first 3 holes. Gaudet Loose is where he qualified. Sprouston Manor is where he hails from. And that not finding the target at all. But you can chip it in from there. Doesn't really run away from you. Maybe he just has the game to do that. We'll see in a minute. 15 points, 6 holes played. That's extraordinary golf from Callum Russell. He's had the springboard start he would have wanted, and he continues to hit really good golf shots. Blackford's pitching and putting. Requires some observation here. It's a bunker shot. He's tried to fly it all the way and spin it. And it's come to rest just over the back edge of the green. Tee shot to blame, surely. We know that 10th hole is a short little par 4. So if you can turn it into a 3, you'll be pleased. Yes, just about. 35 points, another one. Joint clubhouse leader. Now, can Aaron chop this one into the hole? He's chopped it forward. It's running out. Nearly. Very nearly. Thought he'd hold it.
I did. I looked so
good effort, Aaron. Very good effort. Sort of smiles and swallows at the same time. He's still got a 3-footer. Clark. Get there. Do it. Robbed. New clubhouse leader for Ian, though. 36 points. It's the wait-and-see saloon for him. Blackford, blading one from an awkward position. Skillfully done. 36 points for Craig, and that is tied at the top. Starting to take shape now. This is the man that could really, really shape the top 4. Trying to coax it down towards the hole. That he did. He let him go in the end, but another man tied on 36 points. Callum Russell joins the pack. Gaudet Loose's finest. Simon Deacon. It's been a really good performance in this World Championship. Remember, get through to the last 4 and then you've got a 25% chance of winning. Good shot, under pressure, feeling the heat and loving it. Stuttart, the chip was good, nearly made the 2 at the 4th. And that continues his fine work. 39 points. Aaron Stuttart. Surely that can't be beaten. What an effort.
Aaron Stuttart, 39. What a round.
I know. Back nine was really good. I had 17 on the front, and then back 9 I had 22. It helped I had an eagle and a birdie off the back of each other, yeah. So which was nice.
Your dad actually said to me this morning, just after you teed off, that you've made so many changes over the last 6 months or so, and that it was time for them really to kind of kick in, and I'm guessing they all came to fruition today.
Yeah, I mean, my putting's been the biggest thing. I changed a bit of my swing, but mainly the putting, and obviously on these greens they're lovely, so it worked really well today.
Top of the leaderboard in the grand final, joint top of the leaderboard at this point. Did you see that coming this morning?
Not really. I mean, I aimed for 36, 37, but to get a couple more was lovely.
We should be in a playoff now, fingers crossed,
Hopefully, yeah.
Lovely, looking forward to just beating 3 players to be a world champion. What excitement. John Golder has had a decent effort so far over the opening holes. And that's a stellar approach. Look at that. Already in the red and going deeper into the red. Now Simon Deacon has been there or thereabouts all day long. This would be really tasty. Be really good if he could knock it in. No, he's wilted. He's wilted badly. However, he's turned in 37 points. That is currently going to make it into the top 4.
Simon Deacon, very close to a 39, but you're in the playoff with 37.
That's right, yeah. Just had to just squeeze it down the last, and I looked at the board and I thought 37 was good, so I had 3 putts. I didn't want to take 3 putts, but I took 3 putts.
But you had them.
Yeah, I had them.
Better get there
that's
than
it,
take any risk.
That's it, yeah.
Tell us about your round generally.
It was, to be honest, it was pretty in and out. Started off poorly, but made a nice couple of birdies. Got into the round. Finished the back 9 poorly with a couple of 1-pointers, but then started the back 9 well and sort of just carried on from there.
How do you feel about the playoff?
Look, we've got a 1 in 4 chance of winning.
You do?
I could be the one.
Well, best of luck.
Cheers, thank you.
Now we saw Golder's approach at 4 after the wonderful start for the 2. Superb, as was the rest of his round. 39 points, that's the best joint score of the day. Wonderful effort from John Golder, and he will make it through to the final 4. So in the end, after a very competitive day, 3 players finished on level par, but only room for 1. Nearest to pin, Russell, Blackford and Clark. And in the end, this was the winner. Straight at it, beautiful shot. Callum Russell did not qualify. Craig Blackford blew it up, which can mean only one thing. Ian Clark wins the nearest the pin to join Simon Deacon, Aaron Stuttart and John Golder in the playoff. And of course all the rest, Blackford, Russell, Llewellyn, Samuel and Thornan, on this occasion, nothing for finishing in the top 10. Here's Hunt's hunch.
Each and every one of these guys today, it means something to them. They've all played this a lot. You look at them all and you think, who wants it the most? Aaron Stuttart, he's been here since the beginning. He's won at Wales. His dad will be in pieces if he wins, which I want to see. John Golder, I can't tell you how many times John's played in this. He got better and better each year. He's never got this far before. Can he hold it together? Simon Deacon's got better and better. His handicap's come down and down and down, and he can play, and today he's got fire in his belly. Ian Clark is arguably the best player in the foursome and has told me not to pick him. I don't know what he's talking about. Aaron's red hot today. That's your man.
Aaron Stuttart. Could he be the man that finally lifts the curse of Hunt's hunch? We will find out when we come back after the break.
The perfect gentleman's playground.
Welcome back to the Crux. It's a flight of fancy for one of 4 players playing 3 holes to be the new world champion in this year of 2018. To the moon and back, perhaps, or maybe a shorter journey to the first tee.
Please, welcome to the tee. The strike first, Aaron Stuttart.
Aaron Stuttart, 22 years old, from Sprowston Manor Golf Club, and I play off 5. Front nine was average, and then back 9, I don't know what happened. I just took a different gear and started holding putts, so it was good. Course is lovely, yeah. I mean, a lot of the tee shots, they look very tight, and when you get down to the greens, you know you're gonna have trouble. So picking where to place it is the hardest bit, I'd say. But yeah, the greens are running maybe 11.5, 12 on the stimp. They're ridiculously quick, and obviously I've held a few putts today, and it's helped me.
Played some beautiful golf today, Aaron Stuttart, but it's all down to this driver, par 5. Oh yes, chew that gum. Smoked it. Oh, now it's gone very close to a tree trunk. Oh, it's run up it and come back a little bit.
Hi, my name's John Golder. I'm 61 years of age.
I play at Sharhampton Park Golf Club and my handicap of 10. Really good. I've probably had the game of my life today to score 39 points right there. Greens were tricky, but managed to hold a few putts on shot holes, which gave me the score today. Putting, the chipping was good. I had some second shots really close, which were easy, 2 birdies today. But the putting is the most hardest thing out there. Those greens are really fast and tricky. Course is brilliant. To set out, the people are really, really friendly as they are up north, and you couldn't ask for any more, really. There's 3 guys I normally play with. You probably know, actually. Crybaby Chris, Rory, No Hope, and Big Dog Hughes. And we always set out and we always meet every year. I'd like to win it for them, actually. They love it. Fair play to them.
What an opportunity for John Golder. It'd be amazing if he won this. Nervous. Smash with the driver. Now, is this flying straight? No, it's not. Straight left. Needs a break. It's still cantering on down there.
Simon Deakin, 42, Fulford Heath, handicap 14. Stressful to start with. He tries to act cool, but you know it's always there all the way around. It doesn't matter if it's the first tee or the 10th tee. You know what I mean? It's always the same. Just great round, really. Played solid sort of first 9, apart from the back couple of holes on there. Started the back 9 well and finished quite well, apart from the last hole. I played the course yesterday. I think it's an absolutely fabulous course. It gives you a lot of driving holes, but also a lot of iron holes, so you've got to think your way around. And the greens, well, there's so many little bumps and turns in there and very quick, so you just got to be very careful on the greens. I bogeyed 1, bogeyed 4, double bogeyed 18. So my plan is to par all 3 of them this time, and yeah, that'll be good for as far as I'm concerned. Oh, I couldn't tell you how much it would mean to me. Look, it'd be absolutely phenomenal to win this. That's what I've been trying to do for the last 4 years. Now we're here. This is our chance. And let's hope we can take it.
He's got a shot here, which is crucial now, and it's a par 5. What an opportunity for Simon Deakin. And he gets a shot at the last as well. These could be critical. Popular spot.
Ian Clark, 58, Lindrick Golf Club, handicap 2. Fantastic. It really has been good. Finally got into the final after 10 years of training. So I'm excited. On a course like this, you've got to keep it pretty straight. So iron play's been pretty good. Putting wasn't so hot early on. Very quick greens, and I 3-putted 2 of the first 4 greens. But once I got the pace, it was pretty good. The plan is to do better than I did in the 18 holes because I bogeyed the first and the 4th. So I'll just going to play steady. Hopefully let the other guys make mistakes and see what we're doing on the last tee. It would mean a lot. It really would cap a pretty poor season off, really. I've not played very well. I've had 1 or 2 health issues, but and I've gone from scratch up to 2. So to win this would really be a nice end to the season for me.
Come on, Clarkie, his mates are shouting. Come on, driver. Good smash. Playing off 2, no shots. And that's pounding its way down there. That's the best of all 4. And they're off and running. They're just 3 holes away from being a world champion. Let's get to our panel with Hannah.
Thanks, Rob. Our playoff panel this year is Paul Llewellyn, a very well-known Trilby Taurian, and Seb Carmichael Brown, who has been our champion not once but twice. Gents, first thoughts on those tee shots from the first, because everyone was going quite far left, weren't they, Paul?
Yeah, they were. The wind's pushing them from right to left. The tee box actually points you down that side on the first. Yeah, I think there'll be a few nervous guys on there. There's a long wait when you're there. And we've both been in that position, and when you're waiting on that tee box, you change your mind loads of times.
And Seb, who do you think's got the hardest job from here? Because Aaron Stettard's right in the trees over there.
Yeah, I think it is Aaron. He's right up against that tree. I don't know whether he can maybe shape it just left of that. He's going to realistically just get one down there now within his favourite sort of yardage and try and make that birdie that way, because I think getting no shots like Aaron won't be, he's going to need to try and make a birdie on this hole if he can.
I can see Mr. William Hunt coming up the fairway. William, what was the atmosphere like down on the first tee?
A lot of Yorkshiremen, very tense, and the nerves were really coming through. John there was literally on the tee, but it's very tense down there. There's some very good golfers, and there's a couple of lads that have got through on a whim and a prayer, but they've got it here. And these guys can tell you more about than I can, really.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely felt the nerves on the tee for sure. I mean, I think it's about how you react with them. I mean, for me, I always just get really excited and think this is like, for us amateur golfers, this is as good as it gets, isn't it? Yeah, swing that a little bit harder and hope it goes up in the air.
Yeah.
But it is all about how you deal with the nerves. Everyone's going to feel it, but you've got to make yourself want to show off and not think about doing something amazing on this stage instead of thinking about messing up. And I think that's the problem. A lot of the guys just worry about messing up so bad that you get all tight and tense, and it's so easy to hit a bad shot.
Right, let's see how they play their second shots.
John Golder with a stroke at the last, but not here, the par 5. So getting it in play, can't reach the green from here. Just trying to punch it under the trees and get it into a spot where he can reach the green in 3. Not sure that's happened. Doesn't look overly pleased. Deakin with the same sort of dilemma here. There was a faint mumble of shot, so I think that's where it's finished. Hopefully you can see the green, get it on in 3. So John Golder wasn't absolute perfection with his second, and now he's got to do the same thing again. So he will not be putting for a birdie. Ian Clark playing off of 2. Good smack. Trying to find the green if he can. Oh, we just pushed that a little bit. Nudged back, though, by one of those trees down the right-hand side. That's birdieable from there. You might have just seen Aaron Stuttard in the corner of your picture. There he is with his second. Very close to that tree, down the left-hand side of 1. And it's smacked into the treetops and catapulted across the other side of the fairway. Had a go. Went for an ambitious one. There's a good view of it. Whack. He was trying to hit that low underneath and just turn it right to left a little bit. Didn't quite happen. So now the third, which again has got to be kept low. Keeping his hands ahead of it this time, keeping the loft off the club face, and he's played that awfully well. Come on you come. That's a really good recovery. There in 3. Chewing gum furiously. Golder's 4th. Remember John getting a shot at the last. If he can save par here somehow. It would be fantastic. Oh, and he just might do that. What an approach shot. Golder. Going for gold. Deakin. Much more orthodox from here. Just a good swat with a short iron and a putt maybe. And Simon Deakin stroking at the first. He's there for 3 net 2 off his 14 handicap. Chip and a putt birdie for Clark is definitely on the cards. After his second bounce back off a tree. On you go. Keep going. Keep going. That's a cracker. That is a cracker. So it's all about the putting at the first. Big crowd watching this final. Stuttard for the birdie at 1. This would be amazing after where he left his second. Not to be. So the best he can do is post a par with no shot. Deakin with a shot, with a putt for a birdie. Net eagle. And it's a quick one. He's played for it to turn right to left, and it's going the other way. That was his 5th shot, net 4. 1 under par, Simon Deakin. He takes the lead. Unless this can be matched by Clark for the 4. Oh, he just had to hit it. Par 5 for Ian Clark, hard lines. No birdie at the par 5 first. And this would be an amazing par for John Golder, keeping himself in the frame, back and through. Believe in yourself. Yes! The great escape. So no disasters at the opener. Everybody in with a chance. So long as this goes in for the par for Aaron Stuttard. Oh, he doesn't heartbreak. That's a heartbreak 6 for Aaron after a brilliant day on the golf course. Par 3 next.
Do you know what? I've been accused of being all season of the kiss of death. Ian Clark even said today, please don't pick me. Ask Will to not pick me. It's not very nice, is it? That was an easier hole than those guys made it, and we've seen that all season really. We've seen guys not performing to their ability, but it is the Trilby Tour and there's nothing you can do about it. Simon Deacon is in prime position. You don't need me to tell you that. He's 1 under. This is a tricky little hole. We've seen this whole destroy thing, destroy players. Pressure's really on now for Simon. Can he handle it? We'll find out.
So second playoff hole, it is the 4th hole, 165. Beaches, but don't find the sand. Here's the leader, Simon Deacon. No stroke here. He might need one. That's just popped out of its plug mark, thankfully for him. Watching that one all the way. Missed target. John Golder, come on. Oh, be good. Just be good. Be as good as you look. Well, don't then. It's front right, short right, and that's got a ridge to come over. Chipping and putting is going to be of paramount importance. Clark, what an opportunity. Nobody on the green. It's all there for you. Just step up and make the best swing of the day. That's not it. But where's it going to finish? Bouncing, hopping, checking. Well, those two are about a foot apart. It might even have kissed. Stuttart, 1 over par. He can get back in this. They're shouting, they're talking to it, shot and go, and oh, and that's brilliant. So that for a birdie too. Nobody else is going to make a birdie, that is for sure.
So off the tee on our second playoff hole, safe to say Aaron Stuttart has really monopolised on the others not playing it as well as they maybe should have.
He needed to. Now is the time to step up, especially going last, seeing where the boys had all come up short. Paul made a good point, the wind switched from earlier here. So I think a lot of the guys didn't club up. They would hit the same clubs they hit earlier. And Aaron had the benefit of going last, has seen that, and he's bang on pin high. I fancy him to make that putt, and then all of a sudden he's right back in the mix.
And John and Ian landed in fairly similar position, but Simon Deacon, Paul, looks to be in the bunker.
Yeah, it looks like he's in the bunker. We haven't seen the lie yet. It'd be interesting to see what he's got when he faces it. But he's still 1 under the card. If he gets it out 2 putts, he's still going to be in some sort of control unless Aaron piles on a bit of pressure and holds that right to left putt. But the 2 guys that are next to each other have got a bit of a chip off going over a bunker with a left to right break off the green. So yeah, it'll be interesting.
There's the plug mark that it bounced out of, but that's what he's got left. This is a high tariff shot for a 14 handicapper, let me remind you. Skinned it. Oh, and it's bounced back off one of the advertising hoardings. Lucky, lucky boy. Chipping competition, front right of the green between Golder and Clark. Golder to go first. It's that ridge that was very awkward. Always going to kick the ball away. I think if they were betting nearest the hole, he's going to lose his money. Or will he? Maybe not. Maybe not. That's a lot of slack chipping. There's a view from behind. Ball before the turf. Halfway up the equator, and I'll see you later. Now then, hasn't hit a golf shot on this second playoff hole at all. Can he produce a bit of magic? Maybe. Very nearly. Going in the wrong direction. Ian Clark at the wrong time. Deacon, lucky, bunkered, skinned it, bounced back. Can he make a par? You'd have to question the strike perhaps, but it's not too bad. Holds that. He's back to level with a hole to go and a shot up the last. John Golder must hold this par putt at the second playoff hole to stay level. Back and through. And just hope you've read it right. Back at the end. Go on. So he drops a shot. He's blew one. But he does have a stroke at the last. Crucial. Still far from over, particularly if Stuttard could knock this one in for a birdie and get back to level par. Good attempt on the high side. Pro miss if you like, but just a par 3, 1 over, 1 hole to go, no strokes. Can Clark join the 1 overs? Oh, and he can do. He keeps himself competitive. Ian Clark strokeless up the 18th. And Deacon will have that slender lead if this one goes in for a bogey 4. Which it does. Coolly done. I know it's a drop shot, but he maintains his advantage in this 4-man playoff over 3 holes to find a new world champion.
The perfect gentleman's playground.
First on the tee, please welcome Simon Deakin.
Welcome back to the crux of the whole season on the Trilby Tour. This is it, the final hole. 1 shot spreads 4 players, but only 1 man can be a world champion in about 15 minutes' time. Will it be this man, Simon Deakin? He has a stroke and he's going with the driver. Well, with a move like that, I think that handicap might come plunging down even further. What a drive. Oh, and he kept down and over that one very nicely. Under pressure as well. Clark to respond. Nice move at that as well. Oh, a little left, it's kicked right. He's had a nudge in the right direction. That's fine.
Next up,
Save your best stuff for the ultimate hole. A world championship. That's what they're playing for. And golfing immortality. Golder. And that's going down the other side perhaps, but how far?
And finally, will you please
We'll have to wait and see what sort of view he's got of the green from there. Gave it a fair old swish. Last to go, Aaron Stuttard. He won't be holding back. Oh, and a little recoil, but this is left. It landed softly, fortunately for Aaron. That's a good move. That's a powerful move as well. Let's get to Hannah on the panel.
Well, Ben Rosenbrook has joined our playoff panel. Ben, for about another 5 minutes, you are the reigning Trilby Tour champion.
Not much longer.
Not much longer at all. What is going through these guys' minds right now?
Very nervous because everybody wants it. And I think that Simon maybe just got the edge with a shot coming down the last.
He did land a great tee shot, Paul. You were just saying it's a kind of the perfect position to play it onto the green and get down there.
Yeah, but he's got a downhill lie. He likes to cut the ball left to right, and left to right wind could force him into the trap on the right, hence where I went last year. So I think
Ben grinned as you said that. Yeah, you did.
Yeah. In fact, that got him back today anyway. I was in there today.
Yeah, he was in there on the 18th today. But yeah, I think if he lands the green with a shot, I think it's game over.
And as for Aaron Stuttard, he's back in the trees. He's got a really tricky position again.
Yeah, I mean, I think he was trying to play it so far out to the left because of the wind pushing it down. He's just got a little bit unlucky. He hasn't quite ridden it, so he blocks out. I'm not sure he's got a shot, to be honest. Hopefully he can find something, get it down greenside, up and down for a par, and you never know.
At this point now, it's looking like it might be Simon's day.
Simon Deakin, I think, for me.
It's going to be tough to beat him now, yeah.
Tough to beat, Rob. We can't wait to see who will be our new Trilby Tour champion.
Thanks to Hannah and the 3 horsemen of the apocalypse as we head back out to the golf course. To Golder. That didn't make a proper contact, that club head. It's doing its best to sort of bound its way down there. Knuckleball, as you hear in Australia. So Stuttard having to produce something with a bit of curl on it. He plays with a lot of adventure. This is not turning right to left, which he needed. And it's finished right of the target. He can get that up and down, but no stroke. The best he can really finish is +1. What about Clark's view? He's going with a little gentleman's persuader. Whoosh. Be the one. Just be as good as you look. Oh, it is. That is a sensational attempt. It really is. Over to you, Simon Deakin. Let's see what you got. Oh, this is wild. Wild. Where's it going to finish? Is he going to be lucky again? He looks distraught, despondent. The sky is caving in. Golder made an amazing par at the first hole. Can he make an amazing par to finish? Maybe. Maybe he can cajole that one in. And as you look at the ball of Ian Clark, it looks even better than it did the first time. Deakin. This is his net second shot because he has a stroke. And he's done well. He's done very well. Look at this. So that for a net birdie. It's going to be about the putting and nerve. How much do you want it? Stuttart now under pressure really to chip this one in. And it's only just scraped onto the putting surface. It will not be Aaron Stuttart. It's a pity. Long par putt. And the best he can be is 1 over. Do it for the crowd. Do it for yourself. Do it for your family. Oh, don't do it. It's a fine attempt as we squeeze our way to the main contenders. John Golder has a shot here. That may have got him into a playoff. +1 he finishes. Ian Clark's remarkable second has left him this very makeable birdie putt to post-level par. Oh, and it was tricky left to right. Didn't quite hit it with enough authority. And for Simon Deakin, this is a beautiful thing. He has a putt to win. Actually, he's got 2 putts to win. Does he need just one? You bet he does, and he does it in style. He only needed 1, didn't need 2. He is the brand new Trilby Tour World Champion for 2018. All those years of heartache, years of trying, years of self-doubt, they've all been thrown away because he can hold his head high. He is the best player in the Trilby Tour for this calendar year. Congratulations from the other finalists, from William Hunt, who never got a hunch right all year long. And thank goodness for Simon Deakin, he didn't go for him. There's Ben Rosenbrook from Hull Golf Club handing over the trophy. Hugs and kisses all round. Fabulous scenes all around this 18th green. Yes, you deserve to hold your head high, young man. You are a world champion.
Absolutely overwhelmed. After that second shot into 18 and Ian had hit that shot on the green, I was big time under pressure. And I thought, just commit to the shot, knock it on, try and make him hole it. If he doesn't hole it, I've got 2, but I've got a putt for the win, and that's all I wanted to do today. Just 1 putt for the win and take this trophy home.
Our final shot of the day this season is awarded to young Leon Llewellyn for his canny bunker escape on the 13th. Now, we may have had all the best players in one place, but there's still plenty of material for Rogues Gallery. Starting with Barry Harding and a tee shot on the 4th that not only bounced all the way alongside the fairway, but also managed to end up in a bunker on an entirely different hole. Steve Barton on the 5th, not so much failing to read the green as suffering from some sort of weird golfing dyslexia. On the 16th, William Goy invests entirely far too much time and concentration into what would prove to be the very limpest of chips. The perfectly woeful round of champion of Nottinghamshire Simon Green is perhaps best illustrated by this determined shot straight into the lake on the 10th. Also on the 10th, reigning Trilby Tour world champion Ben Rosenbrook tries to speed up his disappointing round by going directly to the tee on the 16th. And we stay with Ben to show exactly how he finished his reign as champion, with a double bogey on the 18th, in front of his home clubhouse, in front of all his friends, his relatives, and everyone from the club. Good work, ex-champion. The comedy value of this shot from Sean Timmins on the 16th could perhaps only be enhanced by having a peow sound effect dubbed over it. This first tee shot by Chris Preston initially looks no better nor worse than any other. It's only when the camera pans right that we can see it actually only travelled about 15 feet from its original position. It is mainly the disconsolate trudge that Leon Hutt adopts after he's hit this hopeless shot on the 17th that gives you the impression his entire round has consisted of similarly hopeless shots. This is a public service announcement. Would the owner of the black Mercedes-Benz parked near the 18th green please move his car forward about 6 feet, so that Scott Byrne can finish his round. This is just an observation, but you cannot help feel that if Martin Cannon had spent more time practising his putting and less time trying to master flipping his ball into the air with his club, he may have ended his round on a much better score. Unlike John Tidswell, who's practised neither his putting nor his ball flipping with his club. That's why he's chasing it around the green and looking eminently uncool doing so. Let's have a final few words with William.
Trilby delivers once more. It's Simon Deakin, what a great guy. As he said in his acceptance speech, 4 years he's been trying this, and it's not once a year. He keeps coming back. We didn't get the drama we got last year. They were giants, those two last year, but giants shrink in time. It's been a great year. It's gone really smooth, apart from the golf and the playoffs, which has been anything but down the middle. It's been all over the place. Even the playoff tonight wasn't exactly, it toed and froed. But what I was pleased about the playoff tonight was 4 Trilby Torians have come back time and time again and tried. Simon's won, Aaron's won, Ian has won. John, never been near it. And you could tell that first, he was so nervous. But it's the Trilby Tour. There's nothing you can do about it.
That is it for the 2018 Trilby Tour. Thanks as always to all the clubs, ground staff, stewards and players. And we're looking forward to doing it all again in 2019. In the meantime, if you'd like to be a future host of the Trilby Tour, please contact us via the website at www.trilbytour.com. We'll see you next year.
William Hunt Savile Row sponsors the Trilby Tour. The perfect gentleman's playground.